What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 10 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Wulfrik Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, Wulfrik headed south of Uzkalak to bail out the Chaos Trolls, and Astrogoth, he was on the verge of destruction, but the Mammoth quickly put a stop to Grimgor's ambitions, crushing the Great Black Orc into the ground, or whatever, into the lava of the battlefield. Of course, Grimgor was the fourth, I think, strongest faction on the map, but after what we did to him, he's now at 103rd. A pretty darn big swing over the course of a single episode, effectively. A little bit sad to see, fond of Grimgor, especially after my own campaign of him relatively recently, but oh well, gotta do what you gotta do. That said, I don't think we want to be fighting him anymore, because we don't want to get bogged down here, which I will get to my reasoning here in a bit. Anyway, in addition to that, we got the sort of debut battle for the Marauder Pathfinder and his Marauder Hunter army, which was pretty fun. Excited to see how strong we can make these guys. Though I am wondering, why are the Marauder Hunters with javelins? These ones at 14 missile strength, whereas Wulfrik's are at 88. 85, 88. Why are Wulfrik so much stronger? Now, he does give them Juggernauts of the Sorrel. No, wait, that's for melee. Worm Piercer ammunition. I think we get that on the Marauder Hunter as well, the Marauder Pathfinder. It's a pretty huge difference after all, and I'd like to see what it's from. We do get the Worm Piercer ammunition on you, don't we? Yeah, we do, right? We just need to get rank 10. Alrighty, and improved anti-large for all Javelin units. Huh, I wonder, does that include the, does that include Marauder Horsemasters? It says Javelin units. It just says Javelins. This doesn't say anything, it just says Missile Cav. I wonder if it applies to them. Well, either way, I would like to see what what explains the difference of like twice as much strength. Wulfrik should have about a 20% increase to missile strength via Marauder Hunter buffs from his red line, but that doesn't account for that much. Maybe it's that plus the buff given by the Worm Piercer ammunition. But anyway, we'll figure it out as we can, as we go, etc., etc., etc. In the meantime, Wulfrik, let's get started with you, sir. Saber Mountain, since we don't need it, we will be raising it right here. And we'll use Ormgard to do so, and just to double check. Alright, nobody will die here. Raise. And okay, stop damaging our units. Raise for the Kuro. Let's get it up just above tier 2, and then we'll start moving into the Serpent as well. Free channeling staff, and hey, a free Forbidden Rod. That's nice. I think that will allow us to get a Forbidden Rod on the new... these guys. On the new D-Rock, on the new Bale Fiend. Most of them have them right now. There we go. In fact, both of our Fimir Lords have a Forbidden Rod, and then all the Fimir generally have Forbidden Rods. Why am I giving the Forbidden Rods to the Fimir rather than the Marauder Mages or the Sorcerer Shaman? And because, or Shaman Sorcerer, close enough game, because these guys have less HP, and the Forbidden Rod does direct damage of a non-percentage variety, meaning the more HP you have, the less it should hurt you. Also, I forgot to give the dragon scale to this guy. You can have it. I'm almost wondering whether we should give this to whether we should give this to Sirtha Egg just to help him out a little bit if he runs into a devastatingly strong army. And also, Wulfrik, you know what? Time to lose the slave chain, at least until we're close to a building. Let's take that Talisman of Preservation. Here's my reasoning, which I was going to go off and start the episode off with. So I asked you guys last episode what you think about taking Jarnagrund and then going up here and dealing with Kolek, dealing with maybe Zatan, dealing with Archaon, dealing with Tamarkan, and well, basically I feel like we're kind of starting to get too much bogged down here. I don't want to spend the time in the Chaos Wastes and in the Mountains of Morn and in the Badlands with Wolf or Dark Darklands rather, with Wulfrik, as it would be a repeat of other campaigns, and every single objective will just lead to another objective, because other factions will declare war on us, etc, etc, etc. I think we will take Jarna Grund, but I think we'll leave it till later. We don't have to take it right now, and certainly there's nobody there for Wulfrik to duel. We can send the Khornate army after it, or somebody, when we peel off the Berserkers, for example, later in the game. For now, I think it would be better to move up here. If we encounter Archaon, beat him into the ground, and maybe vassalize him or destroy him, but otherwise we should really set sail to Lustria and acquire the Skeggi. It was voted on after all, so it's part of the goals of this campaign. Also, if we can stop on by and grab ourselves a free Nemesis Crown or possibly a free Sword of Cain, I don't think Wulfrik would say no to it. So, yeah, there's other potential there, but we gotta set sail. Alright, Wulfrik, that means you are going to go here. Let's say right to the edge of our own territory so that you can heal over the end turn. Another reason I would really like to move this way rather than this way, as both would technically get us in the same direction, is the fact that we would be able to heal while moving through these territories. And the good aspect of this is the fact that I'd really like to do some more monster hunts, and Wulfrik is constantly damaged every single damn episode, and just hasn't been able to recover enough to actually fight those monster hunts, which doesn't feel quite right. Especially since I spent an entire episode fixing our money situation and then promptly just destroyed our money situation. Again, we're minus 3.7k per turn now, so that ain't great. We could potentially, though, get some money out of Mr. Grimgor. Grimgor, here you go, peace out. Let's not deal with you anymore. Alrighty, and we'll need to raise a few more things, and hey, doing more monster hunts would enable us to get, you know, all these buffs up a little bit more as well, so we should take advantage of them. Anyway, you guys are now good. Right, Throggy. Between the episodes, I was going to attack Igerov here and just do the little sort of garbage garrison here, but between the episodes manually, just so that we didn't suffer attrition to the poor trolls. But then I noticed this. There was a caravan outside of Fort Jakova, so rather than heading to Fort Igerov, or to Igerov, we could head through Fort Jakova and try to attack the garrison, thereby potentially drawing out the garrison from Fort Jakova. I like the idea if we can make it happen, so that's what we're going to try to do. So, we're going to take you, Morkaka, and put you here. I fear that this is going to take all of our movement, so we won't be able to raise or sack the place. Well, we'll want to sack it and then raise it, but, well, we'll do what we can. Yeah. Let me just see here. Also, just before I forget, you should have an obsidian ammo. Oh, did we run out of obsidian ammo? Yeah, we ran out of obsidian ammo. That's alright, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Olaf, you're going to head to Vitevo. You need to heal, so you'll probably stay in our own sort of territories. And then Hamathane Frost, you could just move as far as you can this way. I'm thinking that after Throg takes Fort Jakova, maybe a couple more territories here, we might want to just let them go. As in, not peace out with them, but to rather just have Olaf slowly destroy them. Maybe loop Throg back around through Karak Raziak and then start moving this way towards Imperial territories while Olaf makes his name fighting the Kislevites in the mountains. Do we want Throg fighting Kislevites forever, or do we want to send him to the Empire, is the question, especially since more likely than not we'll be declaring war on the Empire rather shortly, I'd wager, since we want to try to vassalize the Fecondites for that purpose. Anyway, Throg, let's see if these guys are willing to fight or whether they will try to run. You have Retinue Valet. We'll get you a Retinue Quartermaster just so that we could get Retinue Physician after. We still need lots and lots of heals on Throggy, especially since, at least until he has the other trolls, Auto-Resolve isn't liking them too much. I'm hoping with their numbers increased, the auto-resolve will leave them alone a little bit. Anyway, let's go. Also, we'll be naming the 4 Norscan trolls, but not the other Norscan trolls, because they'll be replaced by Ice trolls eventually. Anyway, Pyrrhic Victory, casualties medium, lots of units coming out of the garrison, plus the caravan, actually really helping us out, so we're gonna take advantage of it. Throggy, away. Alright, carnage indeed, and carnage there will be, thanks to this little cafe and caravan. One of the nice hidden aspects sort of things, or at least aspect not so much hidden, and that you don't think about too often, of the caravans letting you fight Cathayan units perhaps before you might otherwise be able to, and certainly it's a little bit early for us to be fighting Cathay, and B, because it allows you to occasionally draw the enemy garrison out to play, even when perhaps they otherwise wouldn't want to. Anyway, we're going to start the battle by targeting the enemy's most threatening units, namely their Celestial Dragon Guard and Celestial Dragon Crossbows. The Guard will be the first to feel the icy wrath of the Cold Voider, losing about 40% of their HP, well, 40% of their top HP, and like more than half of what they had here. And then Throggy will use his Arcing Vomit on the Celestial Dragon Crossbows as well. They obviously don't get hit as hard because they're fewer in number and they are resistant, but that's alright. Throg makes a nice little feint, however, looking like he's going to go after that Lord Magistrate, but instead smashing into those crossbows, the most threatening unit on the field, and instead going to just distract them from doing anything else. The rest of the Ice Wolves smash into the enemy backlines, followed quickly, or rather quickly, I should say, by the Fimir, who will combine Bleed with that Frostbite and make sure to run down any peasants or otherwise that sought to survive. The Lord Magistrate cornered by the Cold Voider and our Skinwolf Werkin here. Once again, damn, the Skinwolf's a big boy. I mean, he's towering over a guy on a horse. But anyway, that guy on the horse is now done. The Celestial Dragon Crossbows will break, and only by the looks of it the Jade Warriors will halberds will hold. A couple of them. In fact, these guns managed to hold off the fair few units. Look at that. Look at all those dead Ice Wolves around them. Once again, can't wait to try Cathay out in SFO. I never got the chance to try out those bow little mini terracotta sentinels that they get in SFO. Should be a pretty fun time. But yeah, good job to those Jade Warriors with halberds. While being pinned by the Marauders, ripped apart by Norscan trolls, they were still able to kill like 20 of the Ice Wolves who were biting them in the back. Anyway, it looks like the caravan is destroyed, and since the enemy is deploying its reinforcements all the way in the corner there, and it looks like it actually wants to camp this corner, okay. But yeah, we'll take the opportunity to completely wipe the caravan out. I don't actually remember or know what happens to a caravan if it loses only a few units and loses the battle. Does it get destroyed like certain armies do, or does it survive? I suppose it doesn't matter. Anyway, as the enemy starts moving their way towards us, we're going to get a little bit of action with our mages, a Penumbral Pendulum, and just deleting a couple of models of the enemy Kossars. We're going to follow that up with a Burning Head, which will clip both Kossar and Pikemen from the enemy outpost alike. Throggy will be next on the in line, I suppose, as he'll march his way forward and get a little bit more of that Arcing Vomit over the heads of some and onto the heads of others. There we go. And he'll back off a little bit, but mostly just to dodge a few of the enemy arrows and then head directly for the enemy Boyar. Frankly, heedless of the enemy pikes and infantry, as there's really nothing in this army that is particularly threatening to him. The rest of the enemy army will by and large ignore Throg and move towards ours, but we'll get another hit of a second Penumbral Pendulum through their lines as they do. The Boyar will probably be crushed by the King of the Trolls, and frankly, his army is unlikely to fare much better. Kossovite dervishes bravely gallop their way down the hill and charge into marauders, only to be met by troll flesh and bone clubs, or once again whatever the heck they use as their weaponry. Alright, but to their mass did allow them to keep at least a few of the trolls back, so good for them. Alright, trolls doing pretty good work as they usually do. Enemies go flying. And those pikes, anti-large or not, aren't going to have a particularly good day. Ouch, especially that guy. Damn, I wanted to see if we can get that. There's a really nice troll animation where they pick up an infantry unit that's like struggling, and then they just sort of smash them into the ground repeatedly. I think this troll just did it, but well, we'll be seeing plenty more troll action throughout the campaign, I'm sure. So, and not a big deal. Anyway, the rest of the army is pretty much destroyed. The boy are worn down by Throg, and we even got the chance to essentially get all of our Fimir and our Ice Wolves around the enemy army. So when they run, they get run down by the faster moving units, and then frostbitten and bleeding as well. Very, very nice. Just like that, it should be fairly easy to destroy this entire garrison and basically freely be able to take the settlement. And since only the Kossovite dervishes were, I think, the only quick-moving unit they had, and they were, I think, destroyed down to a single unit, we should be able to destroy the entire army. Anyway, a little bit of chasing to do, clearly, but frankly, it's almost done already. Alright, there we go. Horrifyingly effective, and on top of that, that caravan certainly screwed those Kislevites over. And too bad, so sad. Though I do like the idea of Throg using his intellect to go after the caravan, not for the purpose of going after the caravan itself, but obviously to draw out the nearby force that would attempt to preserve the caravan and ensure that they can you know, provide goods safely to their lands, lifeblood and lifeline as they could be in a war. Well done, Throggy. 20k damage, not too bad on you either. Bonking that lord apart, or those lords apart without too much trouble, and getting a little bit of good old-fashioned vomit on everybody around. The Fimir casters did fairly well as well, at the very least the shadows with their penumbral pendulums, and could use a little bit more money, but all good. Alright, now, the entire garrison was destroyed, so that means Murkaka, Opal Amulet. I don't know whether we're keeping that, so we'll hold off on it for now. Throg, you can reach this. What's the best way to do this? Well, you wouldn't be able to march stance out of here anyway. We wouldn't be able to heal. We still want to sack the place, because it's a decent amount of sack value. And in theory, we'd want to probably sack Igerov, though I suppose we could use Olaf Fimerkin to do it. But anyway, go here. Murkaka, you can't reach this either, can you? No. Alright. Froggy, go here. And sack the place. Stop moving. Alright, then we'll pop you into raiding stance. Too bad you can't raiding camp, so you're just going to have to sit here for the turn. And then we'll raise it with either Murkaka or possibly... Okay, wait. Oh no, you two aren't too far away from each other, are you? Hopefully I didn't screw that up, but we'll see. They might be a little bit too far from each other. We'll use Homothane Frost maybe to raise it. Although in theory we have to do the same thing at Igerov, so that kind of doesn't really solve the problem as much as I'd like. But anyway, for now, you all sit here. Alright, that's Throggy. Now, that, while it didn't fix our money situation, certainly made it a little bit safer over the next few turns. It looks like Surtha and his minion Werekin are the only ones that have to move. Now, for obvious reason, we're going to have to get rid of these Marauders, as we need to make room for the Werekin. And we're going to have to fight Lewin manually. It's just a little army, but, well, you know, a little bit of chariot action, a little bit of dueling and whatnot. And scouting for you, it's long past time that we start investing in scouting for Surtha's mages, now that they have the critical spells. Though I would like the Fate of Biuna, since Lewin doesn't have his starting Pegasus Knights or anything like that, well, it shouldn't be a problem. Go. And, well, we could auto-resolve since the casualties are medium, and the fact that we don't have healing available to Surtha, or to casualty or punishment available to Surtha, it's probably safer to do it manually. Go. Alrighty, here we go. Always nice to see Surtha Ek on the field and those chariots of his as well, especially since you otherwise wouldn't perhaps normally build so many of them. Anyway, we are going to head directly for Luin, heedless of his range attacks or his field trebuchets or bowmen or trebs. None of this really should be of any concern to us as we do outnumber him and he's in march stance as well. We're going to start the battle off by smashing into the enemy lines of yeomen with our chariots here. Now, generally it might seem like a bad idea to smash chariots into cavalry, but this is a unit of light cav, and if there's one thing I've learned throughout my Kislev campaign, it's that chariots work just fine. In fact, work really, really well at destroying light cavalry. And so, we'll allow the frost chariots to do so. Plus, there's another nice aspect to it. The light cav can't get away from them. The ice wolf chariots, whatever. Ice wolf chariots, because they are slowed down by the frostbite. And while those two distract the unit of yeomen, the rest of the chariots we'll start moving through the enemy lines of bowmen. There are a lot of bowmen out here, though. And that just means a target-rich environment for the chariots. Let's see how deep they can charge into the enemy formation. Not crazy deep, they don't have an insane amount of mass and aren't going to perform as well as perhaps something more massive, but it does look like they will be able to clear the way through most of the enemy bows. Out here, Luin is fighting Surtha, who's using his two-pet Wirkin to, claw at Luin here. And even though it'll be an easy little fight, Luin does deserve a little bit of proper attention. Though it looks like he's gonna book it on out of there. Spirit Leech is upon him. One of the Wirkin will chase him, but I think he's gonna lift off on his Pegasus and just run. As our chariots have all closed the distance with the enemy line of bows, no range units are firing away, and obviously the bows are too weak in melee to even threaten the relatively weak in melee themselves, Frostwolf chariots. And we can just keep him distracted, chuck the occasional axe into the occasional peasant face. Still better than living under Bretonnian rule. And then run the rest of them down. And I do believe that Luin's little tiny army is destroyed. The Holy Wardens of La Maison Tall will be the last unit on the field with their cool-looking weapons. A lot of fancy weaponry for some peasants, though. Alrighty, and by the looks of it, we brought the last of them down, and with that, the battle is truly ours. Once again, just gotta establish proper dominance over the regular melee cav users with our chariots instead. Alright, there we go. Easy enough, a little bit of good old-fashioned chariot action for Surtha Ek, but more importantly than the actual fight is Luin's defeat trait, which will offer us... a warrior bane, not bad. I think we need another mountain scout on somebody else, but I'll double check. Which will offer... the love of... Yeah, mission successful, there we go. Don't really care about the recruitment cost for cavalry units, although it is faction-wide, so it's something. But the charge bonus plus 10 for Lord's army. More charge for the chariots. Of course, we'll get even more charge on the chariots via natural selection and via icy wrath, as all of those will buff charge bonus, and both of our skin Wulfrik have the Ferald and Honored ability, which will give us an additional 16% charge bonus as well. Now, unlike other armies on the Skinwolf Wirkin, we're going to go for Twisted Flesh and double up on it rather than bothering with Vicious Assault, mostly because we wouldn't be able to use Frenzied Assault just due to the... I mean, look, it's nice to have the speed, it's nice to have the charge bonus, but Rampage is just too risky for chariots. They will get bogged down and they will get ripped apart by anything, so let's not. You, Surtha, in the meantime... I'd want to actually... wait. Does raiding impact growth in any way, out of curiosity? Minus 44, a little bit, but not too bad. I think we'll actually raid our own territory just for the... oh, wait. Wrong raiding? Don't we channel while raiding? Wait, what? That you channeled while raiding. Oh, right, it's the other which. Okay, yeah. You have freaking 2 raiding stances. Alright, go. I mean, it's appropriate for Norsca, but anyway. Well, maybe you take or probably actually raise Marienburg. And fortunately, Marienburg isn't one of these. Miragliano is, surprisingly. But yeah, just had to double check. Since Marienburg isn't, we could probably sack and raise this stuff if it's worth sacking. 1421, it might be. We could sort of bounce between these two. Sack, raise, well... you know what, we might need to get Surtha, a temporary lord, to follow him and help out with that. We do have this guy with Witness to Glory, although, Witness to Glory is I mean, yes, it does help chariots. I suppose we could have more chariots following Surtha and another army. Nothing crazy, though. Alright, we do have you, the Chaos Adherent, and the Ancient Sorcerer. Chaos Adherent is kind of meh, but income from sacking settlements. If we are to use you to sack things, and then Surtha to raise, perhaps. Oh, another 428 gold per turn. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. And you have that disrupted effect, which is nice as well. I mean, I suppose either way we wouldn't be able to do it this turn, so, yeah. Alrighty. The rest of that, I believe, looks good, so unless there's diplomacy to do, which somehow I doubt, and we can end the turn. Shadow Legion, wanna be friends, not so much. Servants of the Conclave, Peace Treaty, Northern Provinces want peace, but I think we're not going to do that. I think we did all the building last time. Only Zornus Cool remains, and there's no real reason to bother upgrading the Longship Husk there, so we're good to end the turn, And keep on traveling northward. Alright, looks like these guys are recovering. Hopefully they don't go northward themselves to take the Clan Ferric territories, as we want those for ourselves. Not so much for the territories, but because the Cool are there... Same with Archie. If we do attack him, then we should probably keep those territories. Plus, anything contiguous with the rest of our territories will be able to use the adjacency bonuses of other buildings. Hey, there we go. Secrets of Grain and Grape Growth, charge bonus for cavalry, and income from trade tariffs plus 200%, which buffed our money making from trade by, I think, over 1,000 gold per turn, which is a fairly significant buff, so gotta appreciate Kuran for it. Bellacor's still sort of floating around. Yeah, but the Elm Stones are just such a good, they're such a good building, I'm disinclined to let them go. Ooh, we also have a new technology available. Now, out of all of these, we were potentially going to do demolition of the Chaos Source for the armor, and smashing the Ogre Kingdoms. Laneshi giggle when well, it's +2. I mean, it's still useful, I guess. The others, I'm just gonna take a quick look at anything here that we will need for anybody that we're currently fighting, or for anything that's faction-wide, and it doesn't look like it, at least not for now. Meaning, once we get smashing the Ogre Kingdoms and demolition of the Chaos Dwarfs, I guess we could do them now, just so we can expend some of our plunder. Then we'll probably want to head into either Suffer No Fools for the recruit rank, or more likely than that, the monster hunts out of this technology. Plus it buffs Chaos Dragons and Chaos Frost Dragons and Manticores, which isn't too bad either. Wasn't there something? Yeah, more range for Marauder Hunters. Yeah, I definitely want that. But anyway, I did also summon a Tech Thief between the episodes, so you're gonna do a little bit of Tech Thieving. And ooh, I forgot about you. How about we give you Zavastra? And oh, you're willing to vassalize already. Alright, well then, I didn't have to get too concerned about that. I guess the question is, do we still want to either declare war directly or join war against the Empire? Now, out of curiosity, Vlad isn't at war with them, but I believe Castle Drakenhof is one of our capturables, which I suppose we could send Throg down to. Skin of capacity, ooh, faction-wide casualty or punishment? Yes, please. I do like that. How well is Vlad doing? He's got 18 settlements, but his strength rank is only 55. 5. Surprising. Wait, how does he have 18 settlements here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... I'm not seeing 18. Huh. I guess he does have a fair few. Oh, he does have a fair few in the mountains, all the way to Mount Gunbad by the looks of it. Okay. Huh, man, the mountains got destroyed. The northern world's edge just got completely destroyed by stuff between Serena, Katrin, and Vlad. Kind of interesting. I don't think I've ever seen this happen before. Usually it's either dwarfs or orcs up there, and this time it's neither one. Always interested to see dynamic changes like that. But anyway, do we declare war on the Empire right now? The main issue with that is that we currently have no main stack here, meaning we wouldn't be able to fight this guy. Where would Festus turn, though, if we were to vassalize him? Oh, I guess we're about to find out. Zavostra, we're going to Festus. And we'll go vassal, and then we'll make him pay us money for it. I think so. And that puts him at war with Kuhan, the northern provinces, and the Ice Court. It will also make him return to his own territories, at least until we declare war on the Empire, which we will do as soon as we have a stack up here that's ready to deal with it. Throggy and the rest of you. Now, we wanted to raise or sack... Wait, are you able... Oh, you're not able to reach Igerov? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. What about you? Okay, you are... We could use you to sack it, and Olaf to reinforce, I guess, though he'll have to do it in March stance. And because of that, I fear we may have to manually fight this. Anyway, go here. You guys wouldn't be able to reach him either, by the looks of it. Also, you're going to be in the way, but that's life. I gotta just wait. Hama, relax. Everybody calm down. You go here, and you go here. I guess Olaf is coming down this way anyway. And... you will march stance here, and... oh, you'll suffer a tree. Yeah, okay, even... Huh, wait. Does the Motherland still experience a storm if we... oh, but I guess we're sacking and not raising on the first turn, so we've no choice. I don't like that. Is... how much gold is this? 3.5k gold worth attrition. Maybe. If we don't suffer much damage here, it might be. Our money is still not where we want, plus it's free XP for this guy and all that. And we need to get the crow up and running, which will help us with that casualty replenishment. Anyway, that doesn't change the fact that we want Throggy too. We sacked this last time. And what's the garrison? Well, some of it's been restored, but not much. Pop you into Raiden camp. We'll use more Kaka to sack this. Raise it, rather. I think so. And out of resolve, this probably hurt the trolls. Yep, that's like half our trolls lost to that nonsense. That's why I wanted to do this type of thing between the episodes, but well, I guess, well, this one wouldn't have been possible, but anyway. We will raise for the crow. Yes. Caw-caw. Alright. Alright, spell sheet isn't too bad for you guys since you have forbidden rods, but I think we can get you better armors than that, and generally when I'm going to replace those anyway, I don't bother putting those items on. You need to ferry those trolls, or continue to do so, and get them to Throg and get your manticores to more Kaka. Throg, you're healing up nicely, and you would be able to sack Karak Ungor. Probably. We'll be forced to fight it, however. Any armies up here? I don't see them. But yeah, I think we'll send Throg down to Castle Drakenhof, because there's no need to get Wulfrik down there. I really don't like the medium casualties. We won't suffer attrition here, because we will be able to go into raiding stance after this. But then the trolls are so hurt. They're so hurt. Alright, but maybe just speed through this little fight. You know, I think we just speed through this little fight rather than auto-resolving it, so let's do this. Manually fight it just at max speed. Sometimes it's necessary. I mean, I've obviously been auto-resolving the little garbage fights as much as physically possible, but it's not always so. And especially since I fear the auto-resolve would have brought the Frost Dragon down to like 1 HP, and I really don't like that. Too dangerous. Alrighty, start battle, move you all away. I said move you all away, especially the damaged ones. We won't need to use them to fight. We'll move you. Fimir on the flanks. We'll put the healthiest trolls up front and then the other trolls behind, but obviously the marauders even more up front because they're going to be deleted from this army, well, relatively soon. Or at the very least, removed from this army relatively soon. Okay, you guys like so. You guys like so. Throg, you can be group 1. Mages, you can be group 2. See if we can cast at least one spell through the enemy line. Are you able to Vanguard deploy behind the enemy army? You are. Unless you will do so. Probably not to directly fight, because you're also kind of damaged. Alright, and everybody but the mages and Throg can be group 3. And then maybe we'll use you. Maybe we won't. Alright, Throg move up, and everybody else move up. Mages move up. See if we can't Penumbral Pendulum through them. You go here, you guys wait, then we'll max speed it. Go, 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 go. Try not to get hit by any range units, however. And, oh, they're spreading themselves out. Okay, well, good for them. I guess we won't be able to hit them like that. Any armored Cossars here? Now there's one like that. Throg, use your thing on the armored Cossars then. And dragons, stay out of it, and everybody else, charge. Alright, charge at max speed though. Alright, there's the Vomit. Throg, go for the enemy Boyar. Mage. And I can maybe Penumbral Pendulum through these guys. They are firing after all. Alright, Dragon, get ready to breathe on somebody. Alright, wait until everybody's far away, and ooh! Oh right, they have that Elemental Bear summoning. But Throg's army no longer has the... it no longer has... the Javelin units, which is a bit of a shame in this particular situation. Alright, ungroup yourselves. You guys go here. You quickly get a breath down on this Cossar Spears, and then you guys charge on. And I think we'll send the Weirkind Hunt the Patriarch down. Mages go here. Dragon Breath is down. Land upon these Cossars, as they'll be destroyed soon. Trolls, just try not to lose any models to the bear, although maybe we can attack it still. Alright, Throg has nearly killed off the enemy lord. There's still the things in the woods to contend with as well. And you just back away. I don't want you to get any more hurt. Alright, the enemy Boyar, you chase him down. Where's that Patriarch? I completely lost sight of the Patriarch. Are you hiding? Yeah, there you are. Alright, rest of that looks good. And the battle should be ours relatively soon. It's gonna... Ooh, I want melee defense on these trolls. They're gonna lose a model like this. I don't want that. Let's back them off. Alright, the Wolfies are looking good. Our Werekin is chasing down the enemy lord. These guys have been completely overrun here. Go help out. You guys are nearly overrun. You guys are overrun. Elemental Bear's still fighting. Unfortunately, there's no real way to slow it down, and it's thus doing a little bit of damage to us. Are these Fimir? Yeah, these are Fimir. Are these Fimir? Yeah, these are also Fimir. I want to send a unit of Marauders. You know what? Even though you're hurt, stay here. Everybody else back off. Throg, go charge and fight the Elemental Bear for a little bit. And speed back up to max. And then get these guys out. Throg, deal with it. There we go. Alright, how much longer this thing on the field? 51 seconds. Alright, well, then 51 seconds it's gonna be. Do we have to manually kill off everything? I mean, it's a settlement battle, so it'll all be destroyed. Alright, let's see a few whacks away with that big old maul against the Elemental Bear. I'm not gonna watch the full fight because it'll be just, you know, a repeat of the same canned animations for like a full minute. But to be fair, it's not that long of a time. I wonder if there's any unique stagger animations between the two. I was shocked to see that that animation of Hellpit Abomination. One of the Fimiras here. The Hellpit Abomination versus the Carnosaur. Oh, nice stagger from the kick. That actually looked pretty good. How are you doing, by the way? Alright, Biggin is down to about a quarter of its HP, and Throg is fine. He's not taking any damage at all. And down it goes. It'll melt away as its time runs out. Alright, I said I wasn't going to watch the whole thing, but then I did. But anyway, that's what happens when you spend the entire fight rambling. And is the enemy lord still alive? Don't we have our Werekin chasing him? I think maybe everybody's getting in the way of the Werekin, but I guess that's over now. Goodbye. Alright, at least this way we didn't suffer damage. Oh, okay, we still had 101 losses, but whatever. It's just Marauders. It was the trolls I was concerned with. I don't really care about the Marauders in Throg's army. Especially as we got more trolls on the way. And ice trolls, crossing my fingers. To other miscellaneous appendages. Alrighty, let's see. We got 840 money. We are going to sack the place. And we will stop moving. This does allow us to go into raiding camp, fantastic, and heal to full, which is meaningful because we need to raise this next turn and not take too much damage while doing so. Morkaka, you're going to go up right to the edge of this territory. You should still be able to reach Karak Ungor next turn, and thus not take damage this turn. Does raiding do anything for you? I'll give you a little bit of mana, so why not? Varg's Beast Trainer, good. You two. Yeah, you're gonna have to fight this manually as well. Alright, let's do a little bit of building. Actually, there's not much by the looks of it. Alright, Frozen Landing, we'll level you up. And, ooh, what about here? Great Skull Lakes. 4 more turns. I mean, we could give Fort Dorjny Vort to these guys. We don't necessarily have to do it right now, but we probably should, just because I don't want to see it constantly. Longi, let's level you. And build a defensive structure there. Once again, this is just here to serve as bait, but at the same time, there's no need to not level it, at least right now. Prague, you're kind of in the same situation where I would like you to build a bloody bulwark, but you're in a safer position than Kislev and Erengrad are. You're not quite at the front lines, so you in theory could perhaps go for the growth building instead, while the others not so much. Fort Stroghoff, you have that raiders camp, which I guess we can build just because we need to keep that those plunder buildings and going. We're plus 15 now. You're making some money. Alright, I think you can start collecting income. And in fact, while we're at it, let's take a look at anything else that could in theory be collecting income. Gormadny Mountains is the other one. I do like the growth of it though. How much money is it collecting? About the same. At max level, we don't actually get any bonus growth, but we do get bonuses from recruiting, weapon strength, and nothing crazy. It does put us positive, though. Maybe it's fine. Alright, looks good. Then the rest of them are fine. Vitevo we are not keeping. We're just going to trade to these guys. Which I guess we can do for money. I don't remember whether this turn or next turn. And then I guess the same thing goes for Fort Dorjny Vort. I guess we get upgraded for really cheap here. No, then again, we want to save all the growth for this place. Because this is the one that's important. Minus 96 now. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Minus 55 isn't bad. Alright, and we'll give you up for Dorjny Vort. Wait, is this providing any growth? No, it's not. Wait, actually, the building, the basic building, should be providing, what, 10 growth? Will 10 growth make a difference? I'm just gonna hope it's not gonna make a difference. Here, have Fort Dorjny Vort and build it up. This will make these guys like us a little bit more, if nothing else. Not gonna go for the alliances, however, as that will make them feel like they're stronger and thus less likely to become our vassals. Would be a nice vassal down here. Alright, and everybody else start moving. Wulfrik, you are going up to... I mean, we could pop ourselves directly into Fort Dwarslav, but, well, actually, by the looks of it, it's faster to go to Karak Doom this way than this way, so yeah. Go right to the edge of this territory. But still in our own territory so we can continue to heal and hopefully do a monster hunt this episode. Stigazling, you're going to the same place. It's gonna wait for you to... There you go. There you go. Alright, and Sith Wallbreaker. Oh, you can't quite travel far enough as yet, but that's okay. And then Ormgard, you're going there as well. You're gonna take a little bit longer to get there, but it's fine. Alright, rest of that looks good. Now, we don't have any more buildings to build, but I do want to check diplomacy. So we could try to trade you. How much are you willing to pay us for Vitevo? You don't have any money yet. Alright, he'll get some money. He'll eventually get some money. It'll happen. And diplomacy. What do we have here? Warherd of the One Eye wants to be friends, not while he holds that Nemesis crown. As long as he does, we are, well, likely to attack him. Warhost of the Apocalypse, looking pretty friendly now, funnily enough. But not so friendly that they're willing to be our vassals. Which I don't like. Alrighty, Disciples of Hashud wants to be military allies and whatnot, but that is not necessary now either, and the rest of these we can ignore. Huh. We can also, in theory, peace out with peace. Peace out with Sugi, at least for a little while. And we could always undo the trade agreement later. It's just that this keeps our northern borders safe, and I like that more than... Oh, wow, okay, we're not doing that.
So hurry up with your offer.
Any reason to... No, then the Legion of the Gore Queen will ignore Sigvald and settle down here. I'm just gonna ignore this for now. Alrighty, anyway. Yeah, it'll keep our northern borders safe without us having to send an unnecessary army up here, which I like the idea of. No need for an unnecessary army. Also, I forget, did we ever do a trade agreement with Scaling? No, we didn't, which is appropriate, as we should not. Oh, these guys don't like all the broken treaties with the Fecondites. Because the Fecondites broke all their treaties. Well, that's life. That's life. Is there any need to... What can you recruit? You can't really recruit anything, can you? This, I've said it before. Chaos is a relatively useless as an ally, but they might eventually be able to build up Chaos Knights or something. Something that isn't completely useless. I guess we can just build a base outpost there for now. And, at the same time, take some ally missions. I have a bad tendency to forget to do so. A response... This is not the response, it's a different response. Okay, everybody else wants us to kill response, eh? No delay. Done. 14 and 1400. I'm gonna just sack these. Go to Grungzint first, because if there's an army here that we can't see, it's probably safer. You are currently at war with Kemi, Deceivers, Disciples of the Maw, and Arguelon. You're at war with Arguelon. That's quite interesting. Not surprising, as Durthu has tendencies, but, because you're allied with Reichland, I guess the question is, I think we should join this war rather than directly attack them. We will directly attack Reichland to get all of our vassals into the fight with them, but we don't necessarily want to do that at least for a few more turns until we have another army ready to defend these sort of territories up here. Meaning, we'll ask Kemmler to join the war against Wissenland. I don't think we want to bother with the non-aggression pact as yet. He's not fond of us. Dead don't like chaos particularly. So we'll do this. Like so. Then we'll... Honestly, 1400 gold feels probably like it's not worth sacking. I think maybe we'll just raise it for the crow immediately. Alright, do we have any armies here? The Boris is here. Looks like he got Confederate. Medium casualties again. Alright, I'm gonna risk raising this, and I'm gonna hope this doesn't do too much damage to our chariots. Auto-resolve. Why? But I ask again, why? Why would one auto-resolve? What the hell is this? Honestly, this is more infuriating than if all of them had lost like 3 out of 4. And this is more infuriating because it makes absolutely no sense. Why one of the chariots took all the... Oh, okay. I don't know, guys. I can't speak for the auto-resolve or what it wants or what it does. A raise for the crow, please. And then that won't move you away. Now, if we can't put you into raiding camps then, so we could heal you anyway. You're not really raiding anything, but at least you can heal up slightly. Talisman of Endurance. I think you already had one, though. Too bad we can't go into the enemy's territory, but at least we're healing somewhat, though very, very slowly. We really need a, yeah, we really need a Fimir here. I wasn't gonna want to get one, but I think that it's kind of unavoidable. Slivcastling, down here. Knut Hilmarsson, I don't remember who I was going to send you to, so you're going this way for now. Tech Thief, you're fine as you are. Should also keep an eye on what kind of heroes we have available. Alright, so yeah, I'm 90% sure we've seen every single one of the traits of the Fimir. Frankly, they're kind of meh. Blood Scent is the less good one. I like Unstoppable. If I were to give another one of these to Wulfrik, it would be an Unstoppable one. But I also like Blood Soaked. Not Blood Scent, but Blood Soaked. But anyway, I like Wulfrik having one of each kind for now. There's no real need, per se, to get to. Anyway, unassigned skill points is fine, depending on who they are on. Sith Wallbreaker, yeah, we don't need to deal with you. Throggy, maybe. You're still kind of in a dangerous position. Now, you are going to get unnatural healing, but that is where we stop the blue line. It's time to start buffing trolls, as we have lots of them coming. And we can wait on Primordial Masters, I think. Frostbitten, trolls, etc. We'll obviously buff Throggy himself up a little bit more as we go, but right now he's looking pretty good already. Bale Fiends. Let's get you magical reserves and Flame Storm, and I mean, I guess we could get you your expensive spells after we're done here. We're also gonna need to swap these out, because I'm not sure that, well, if Fimir, Throg might have 2 Fimir, but he doesn't need 2 with Deranged Mind, because Unstoppable Charge X2 does nothing. It's not gonna make, like, a super unstoppable charge. So yeah, anyway, you guys are gonna have to fight this manually real quick. Pyrrhic Victory is, oh right, these guys are in March stance. Yeah, well, and they have an Elemental Bear coming in. Alright, fine, we'll fight this cinematically, because we'll probably take damage due to March stance. Remember, don't underestimate Vigor in SFO. Go. Alrighty, you say attack, but I notice you're standing there and waiting. I think you're gonna want to wait for the reinforcements to actually arrive before moving on in. And also, that's a very non-chaos mutated horse you have there, my friend. Not particularly blessed by the dark gods slash the dark masters, are you? Looks like a normal, completely unmutated horse. Sure, it has a lot of chaos iconography on it, but everything seems whole. There's not even any wounds, no weird tentacles, nothing. Interesting. Interesting indeed. You're not blessed. Anyway, let's speed this up. I don't know why I have it out for Hamathane Frost. We've got 30 seconds until our reinforcements arrive. All of our range units are in march stance, and as we've noted, they don't quite hit as hard as Wulfrik's range units do, at least not yet. We'll see how they measure up once we level them up and give them the Worm Piercer ammunition on all their upgrades and whatnot as well. Also inclined or interested to see, once again, or as usual, whether we can make a range lord actually effective in range. Generally speaking, I haven't found any range lords to be really effective ever. But I'm always, I could always be surprised by something. I mean, Alithanar, he hits decently hard, but then something in melee just closes the distance with him in like 20 seconds while he does a little bit of damage to it and then just kills him off. But anyway, as we saw plainly in several campaigns concurrently. But anyway, we are going to start moving forward. Now, as we can see, we've deployed it so that all of our relatively full HP units are here together with our lords, and then our damaged units are going to be responsible for the flank here, so that hopefully we can avoid damage to them while we send the marauder horses around to deal with the enemy, generally speaking. And going to wait to reposition a little bit before we move forward, and away we go. Alrighty. 95 range on those Marauder Hunters with throwing axes now, so a little bit better. Certainly, once again, not to the degree of the enemy archers, but we should be able to close the distance relatively quickly and let those armor-piercing, shield-breaking axes fly. There we go, axe and javelin away. That should be a pretty devastating volley to the enemy here. And this is a unit of armored Khazars, but, well, they probably won't take too many of these throws. Alright, nice little range shootout. Hybrid units versus hybrid units, and I'd say fragile hybrid units versus fragile hybrid units, as the armored marauders. I've got Norsca on the mind. Armored Khazars are reasonably fragile as well. The enemy summons its elemental bear by using its Winter's Heart ability, or whatever the heck that ability is called. I think this is only active when they're defending, right? Well, either way, they are defending, but, well, let's see how successfully so. Besides, the elemental bear being summoned into a pile of marauder hunters is probably not where it wants to be, as it almost immediately gets brought down to about 10% of its HP, and another couple of volleys will bring the bear down. Ooh, looks like it'll get one last swipe off before the javelins bring it back to the land from whence it came. The range shootout is going in our favor over here. Looks like we've taken a little bit of damage on this Marauder Hunter unit, though I wonder whether it was at least partially from the bear there. We've managed to flank the enemy with our Marauder horses who have charged in, mostly to try to keep the enemy from firing their range attacks, rather than to actually do damage. It does look like the enemy things in the woods also attempted to close with our lord, but are getting riddled with the javelins from several directions and the occasional throwing axe as well. These guys are pretty fragile themselves, so they're going to book it on out of there, and we'll chase them down with our Marauder horses to make sure that they can't rally. The Marauder horses will leave the armored Cossars behind, but similar to the rest of the Cossars, the judicious application of javelin and axe will see them go. Ouch. Last on the field, but not last for very long. Alright, and I do believe the enemy's down to a couple of units now. Keep those axes and javelins flying. It does look like we do have fairly decent ammunition on these units. And I guess another nice thing about the hybrid range that we have in Norsca and other factions like Kislev that use hybrid range is even if you do somehow run out of ammunition, you could just send those units into melee. And the reason I mention ammunition is because the armored Cossars actually don't have a lot of ammunition and run out of it fairly quick. Although it's kind of difficult to run out of ammunition when you're just getting ripped apart by throwing weapons. Yeah, and this army is why I kind of wanted to try to vassalize Malachi. Obviously, it wouldn't have worked since we chose to vassalize Chaos instead, and they would have hated each other similar, well, and Malachi declared war on us, but they would have hated us similar to the way that Castalton began. But I think this army really would have worked really nicely with the Goblin Hewers, or at least a couple of Goblin Hewers. I guess the one issue is this army, and, well, everything in this army, especially the javelins, work kind of the same as Goblin Hewers do anyway. Short range, obliterate single targets well, and single target monsters especially, so would it have been that much of a difference? No, but it just would have added a little bit more to the army in terms of unit variety, if not function variety. Man, and if we could have Cathian units, that would be really great. Every time I play, I always want to try to ally with Cathians, just to get those war drums. I mean, I guess they're probably jealous themselves of the War Shrines of Nurgle, but we don't have access to those from any of our Nurglite friends as yet either. Anyway. Alright, there we go. Easy little fight, and most of our units are preserved. The Pathfinder is doing basically no damage, but, well, he's a ranged lord, and they pretty much never do any damage, so that's hardly surprising. I think to increase their viability, I mean, they're doing okay damage, but to increase their viability slightly, as in to make people actually use them, because let's be real here, people don't generally use the Marauder Hunters with axes when you can use the Marauder Hunters with javelins instead. I think they need to have fire while moving. They need to be like Free Company Militia. They don't need to fire in all directions. They don't need a 360-degree fire while moving. They need a, sort of 90-degree forward only, or whatever the 60-degree, I don't know what angle they fire at, but a little cone forward firing only, so that when they chase units and when they run towards units to close the distance, and they are able to actually fire. This I think would make them a little bit more interesting. Anyway, treasury, about 1,000 gold, nothing crazy. We will sack the place. 3.5k. I mean, yeah, we have 31k, but nonetheless, we'll go negative again before you know it, especially since we're about to get more armies on the field, so yeah. Sack the place, even though it's going to cause you all to suffer attrition, and we can't do anything else. You can suffer... Oh. Huh. Wait, so the Motherland attrition... Oh, another Talisman of Preservation. Didn't even notice that. Very nice find. Thane Frost, you don't need the Barbarian, though. Oh, right, I wanted to see who needed that extra Mountain Scout. We'll see in a second. Motherland attrition ignores raiding stance, which is kind of interesting. Oh wait, raiding stance doesn't have immunity to attrition. I guess it's the... Yeah, immune to most attrition. This does not have immune to most attrition. Oh, I see, I see. Okay, for a second I thought it would be helpful. Oh! Raiding Stance gives control +2 for all provinces, which is kind of interesting, though. Whereas Raiding Camp obviously does not. But anyway, gotta read, folks, that's why. What was I going to do? Oh, right, I wanted to see which lord didn't have a mountain scout. It was... We have one free, we have one on Surtha, we have one on Wolfie, and we have one on Throg, and we have one on Olaf, which are our main armies. And we have one on Morkaka and one on Hama, but thus we don't have one on Slith, which is why Slith probably can't keep up. Mountain Scout, there you go. And you probably don't need those Marauder Brutes or Varric Beast Trainer. I mean, you might recruit at some point, but anyway. Norse Berserker, we have one on Wulfrik, one on Olaf, one on Surtha, and I think we couldn't fit one on Throg, as his unique ancillaries take up all the space there, so not much we can do about it. Anyway, that looks like that's an end turn to me, unless I'm mistaken. There's that Demolition of the Chaos Dwarfs coming up. Let's end the turn. Skip unassigned skill points, skip building upgrade available, outpost upgrade available. Ooh. Can anybody recruit? I don't think anybody can. Wait. I just want to see what we have access to currently. So, just the basic stuff from the 90. Just the basic stuff from Khorne, Subtle Torture. No chariots yet, but they'll most likely move towards them. Just Hellstriders, no Seekers yet either, unfortunately. Tallymen should still be basic, they're gonna take a while. And, well, we don't really care about the Fecund Knights. Alright, outpost upgrade available, end turn. Hopefully these guys actually tech up, because it would be disappointing because we essentially lost our Kislevite minion for the purpose of having those guys. They are taking a little bit of a while to tech up. To be fair, Kislev didn't really have anything but snowcats available to us, but I really like the snowcats. So yeah. Oh well, at least for now. At least Lanesh seems to be teching up. Again, the AI has a tendency to grow slowly, so we can't expect them to get there eventually, just hopefully they don't take too long. Alrighty, freeboot here, more rating from Morkaka, good. Kyros is ready. Technology researched, Kelpit Plague, out these frickin' plagues. Maybe I should have just destroyed the Fecondites rather than vassalizing. Well, it's too late now, it's all gonna get, well, once again, the Eye of the Crows upon us. Besides, this particular plague doesn't actually do anything negative to us, really. At least not to our settlements, so it's not so bad. You, Tech Thief, go here. I need you to do two things. A, keep an eye on the Nemesis Crown, and B, well, steal tech, that's what you were built for. Yeah. Anyway, Wulfrik, you are... they're heading towards Carrick Doom, are they? I assume that if we take Carrick Doom... I wonder if they'd actually be able to with this garbage army. I'm just wondering, we wouldn't even be able to reach Tribe Slaughter anyway. At least not with you, at least not this turn. Meaning Carrick Doom is really the only choice. I would, however... I forgot that you were back here. I want to see something. Who's Kalek? Minus 97. Great Skull Lakes. 60, yeah, we'll definitely know the structure there. Damn, I was hoping to leverage joining war against Clan Ferric, but, well, I guess we'll just have to join it anyway. We could also have everybody declare war on them. Make everybody friendly with each other, friendlier with each other, because it's such a minor amount of cash. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Where is Clan Ferric of the Skaven? There was always a decent chance they randomly declared war on us anyway, so, talk to you. Goodbye. Declare war. Yes. Good. Alrighty, and Festus might try to make his way up there, but, well, that hardly matters to us. Alright, Wulfrik. Well, let's see what we have at Carrick Doom, because if it's basically nothing, well, I'm hoping it's a big old stag, but if it is basically nothing, we might be able to do a monster hunt. Go to Carrick Doom, and whoa. Archaon, he's right there. He's in range. I can't not, guys. I think we all know I have to do this. He doesn't hate us, and this may cause problems as the armies of the Cool might sail down to the Frozen Landing and such, but, oh man, I should have maybe moved Wulfrik up here before I'm declaring war on these guys. We could try to send Stig Aisling and, well, at least Slith Wallbreaker around this way. You know what? Go this way. I'd like you to move towards Temple of Heimkill and Frozen Landing. We can also recruit... We can recruit basic Fimir Stalkers out of Nefkazi. Start getting you, if not completely viable to be an army, just, you know, viable enough. You have recruit bonus rank for Fimir units, so let's get you D-Rock. I wish I had put another point in it, but too late now. And in theory, Stig Aisling... Oh, I see another problem. This is probably full of Skaven. Meaning... Well, go figure. I think we've no choice... Wait. Assuming that we want to hold on to this territory, which may certainly be the case. Stig Aisling, I want you to survive, so go to Karak Vlag. The thing is, if there's a full stack here, they'll attack for Dorslav. I really wasn't expecting Archaon, but I should have been. Because who else was he going to attack? He's only at war with Wulfrik right now. Alright, well, Wulfrik, I always wanted you to beat him into submission, so that's what we'll do. Do we want... We have to declare war on him directly. I think these guys might try to take his territory, and the Cool's territory. Which I kind of wanted for us. I don't know what the Tusks do, but I feel like they should buff Mammoths. And if they buff... Well, actually, would they buff Mammoths, or would they debuff Mammoths? Anyway, declare war. Yeah, see, and if I had known Archaon was here, we could have asked Clan Ferric to join war against him first, and then just declare war on Ferric after. Yeah, that's why you don't jump the gun, people. Jump the mammoth. It's like jumping the shark. But anyway, allies have a choice to his cool vassal decided to not do this. That actually works really well for us, because, well, A, the cool like us, but B... we were going to attack the cool anyway, but, wait, let me think about this for a second. They can't now move down here, which means Slith doesn't need to go here, which means she can go to Nefkazi and recruit some Fimir Stalkers. Wulfrik, that doesn't change what you have to do, however. Hit Archie. Oh, there's Bok the Lethal. I see his armies out here. Alright. I might be able to hold his territories, and ooh, but then it's likely that the Chaos Dwarfs will be able to take that other place that we just bypassed. Oh, Elity. Blasphemous Amulet. Magical attacks an area for infinite duration? Wait, what? What do you mean infinite duration? But cooldown is 60 seconds. I don't understand. Huh. But I guess it's because it's a short effect range, so you could use it again. Alright, that's not an... It's an interesting thing. Anyway, we're doing this. Go. Archie versus Wulfrik.
They stand trembling over there with their champion, still trying to summon more help. May the battlefield be soaked red with their blood!
Alrighty, here we go, and once again I just gotta point out that Wulfrik seems to be making longer speeches when the battle seems like it'll be a proper fight. And we've been waiting a long time to get into it with Archie, and this is where he and Wulfrik will meet. Archie's got pretty insane stats, 83, 73 melee attack and defense, and definitely outstats as Wulfrik in pretty much every conceivable way, except for HP. And Wulfrik has twice as much HP as Archaon does, plus he has the Potion of Healing as well. And of course they both have their item abilities, but I do think that Wulfrik should be able to outlast Archaon in this particular case. I mean, some of the strongest lords in the game, in theory, are those, or actually in practice rather than in theory, because in theory you'd think that, you know, certain lords that just hit really, really hard would win, but there's lords like Kugath who doesn't hit nearly as hard and doesn't have nearly as many buffs as some other lords, but then try to break through that insane HP pool all the while he's casting and constantly healing himself. It's very difficult to do. But anyway, we've set this up so there's a nice little lava crater to our left flank, which will act as our impassable wall. Looks like Archaon will attempt to draw First Blood by using his Searing Doom upon our unit of summoned Marauder champions, though because they are the summoned ones, we don't over much care. Looks like the enemy Chaos Spawn will charge Wulfrik, and he backed off so that he could get them drawn towards our battle lines, where the javelins of our Marauder hunters will rip them apart with decent ease. The casting from Archaon will continue, a big old bony hand reaching out from the ether to attempt to take Wulfrik and that war mammoth, but it's just not gonna work through his HP. Though the vigor loss, I suppose, is not so great. On the leftmost flank, the enemy attempted to flank us with the units of Chaos Warhounds, but they got simply obliterated by our Marauder Horsemen, who are up to 4250 melee attack and defense. I'm very interested to compare their melee stats with the Marauder Horsemasters as soon as we have them. I just need that tier 4 building up and running. On the right flank, we are waiting for the enemy to attempt to do the same thing, and that's why we have Berserkers and Marauders with great weapons here, but it looks like these guys aren't even attempting it. I don't know if the AI is simply trying to wait for the opportune moment to strike, but it's sort of just sitting there, which is working in our favor, simply because we're holding back the tide of the Chaos Spawn and Archie and whatnot, who always looks fantastic. I love Archaon. But anyway, while holding these guys back, we're also riddling Archaon's personal bodyguard, the Swords of Chaos, with those javelins, and they do work quite well, even on such an elite unit. Swords of Chaos have lost 2 of their number, but are down to about 30% of their HP, and they keep getting hit by more and more javelins. We've found Archaon, and we're not letting him escape as Wulfrik activates his Hunter of Champions ability and attempts to break through those lines of Chaos Spawn to reach the Ever-Chosen. Harry the Hammer is also attempting to hurt Wulfrik, as Archaon has called for aid, and Harry is trying to smash Wulfrik's mammoth as well. However, we're going to call Fenrir Chosen, our own sort of a single entity assassin here, to help out and take out Henry the Hammer, or at least work on him, while Wulfrik deals with Archie. Looks like Archie will turn around and hit a few of those Icehorn Marauders, but back in action here. Wulfrik does lose a little bit of HP, but activates his healing potion, but Archie is down to 30% of his, and doesn't look like he is able to recover it. And getting pushed around by that mammoth can't really seem to go anywhere. And by the looks of it, will in fact rout. And there we go. With that, Archie is defeated, and seeing him rout the rest of the enemy army will book it on out of there. The Chaos Spawn, of course, will fight to the last, and Harry the Hammer is similarly unbreakable. He is, however, surrounded by the Marauder champions, as well as our Skinwolf Werkin, who should be able to wear him down. And by the looks of it, is doing so fairly effectively. Couple of nice little duels in this particular battle. Once again, I do love this particular map, and well, sort of derivative maps. There's a couple of maps with a sort of gray, blue, dark color scheme, but also all the lava and fire all over the place. Makes for a lot of really nice cinematic shots. Looks like Harry the Hammer still has a little bit of fight in him. At least a few more swipes from those claws. Wulfrik is still chasing around Archie somewhere, trying to bring him down. There is apparently an issue with the mammoth in that it has a difficulty attacking. See, even if we use Hunter of Champions, Wulfrik doesn't seem to actually be hitting Archaon at all. The mammoth is just pushing him around. Let's do it again. I tried to back off to try to get Wulfrik to charge in and do a little bit of damage. But see, Archaon takes no hits, and Wulfrik is, or his mammoth, isn't attempting to hit him at all. It's just pushing him. Which is silly. And yeah, he's going to do that all the way to the edge of the map. He just won't hit him. I'm not entirely sure why. It seems like there's an issue. Oh, did Harry the Hammer already die in the meantime? Yeah, I got distracted by Archie. Well, anyway. Anyway, this was the important thing. And, okay, Archie will escape, we'll slow him down and attempt that again, but yeah, it doesn't look like we can hit him for whatever reason. It seems that the game will only allow the mammoth to hit those things that are actually just standing there and attempting to fight back, otherwise it perhaps uses its mass to just push enemies around. Anyway, not super important as Archie was in March Dance anyway, and will be destroyed here. And obviously, Wulfrik won his duel. Ever chosen. What a joke. Anyway. A little bit unfortunate on our side, though, that the mammoth just kind of pushes Archie around, but didn't see a lot of casting coming in from Archie. There are a couple Searing Dooms, but otherwise he wasn't able to achieve much. And that was with Harry the Hammer helping him, together with the with an Exalted Hero as well. But anyway, Wulfrik certainly won that contest without too much difficulty, and gets a fairly... It's a fairly decent amount of cash or it's full health. Now, we are in theory in enemy territory. And while the healing is nice, it looks like there might not be an army in Clan Ferric's main territory, so I think we'll still be able to sacrifice those captives. Damn, I wanted the monster hunt, but, well, with what's-his-face here, there wasn't much we could do about it. Anyway, free spell resistance, free physical resistance, and melee attack when fighting warriors of Chaos Demons, Chaos Dwarfs, Norsca, and Beastmen. That probably won't help us with the possible exception of when we grab the crown from the Beastmen. So, at least some use. Another Cathay Slave Dancers, and a student, good. Huh. I guess we had completed researching and technologies, but we're not getting a lot of those, admittedly. Anyway, we'll do the Smashing the Ogre Kingdoms next. Melee attack +2 with attacking, helps a little bit. And then that'll be all the main ones. We'll just have to keep an eye on the ones that we need. Well, actually, we should probably get the Secrets of Necromancy one, because we'll be taking that relatively shortly. Just what's in range, essentially. Yeah, we could try to send Surtha Ek to grab the Yoke of Ages. It's also faction-wide casualty or punishment rate. Anything that gives us that is really nice. Nagaron, Lothern, we might stop at Lothern on the way to Skeggy. Khemri is for Surtha Ek. The Awakening is probably for Wulfrik, Great Hall of Greasus. Okay, we'll need to send somebody to grab Wei Jin, but also somebody else to grab Jarna Grund and the Great Hall of Greasus as well. Certainly potential for it. Anyway, Wulfrik, you leveled up only the one level from that. We have your main stuff with the exception of Frostbitten for when you get decent amounts of the Skin Wolves, which you do buff fairly decently. Do we start making you a fighter now? Or, you know what, let's get unnatural healing first through Devourers of Flesh, and I'm hoping that we still have enough points remaining to get... Yeah, no, we should still have enough points remaining to get all his fighty tree skills. He's good, he's good. Alrighty, you have Ruinous Flesh, and... Okay, I don't think there's anything critical here, as it's only a single level after all. Surtha! Ooh, Elspeth is here. I don't even know what her defeat rate is. And oh, look at all those Outriders with their 106 speed. What's the best way to do this? And we could easily raise Marienburg, but then Elspeth would be in range with Boris's army. Now, the best thing to do might be to actually sack Marienburg and then just sort of ride away into the sunset. Right away to Kuran to heal, though I fear the auto-resolve will once again screw us in Marienburg. I wonder if Elspeth and Boris together would be willing to attack Surtha. If we got a Templord here, we might be able to try to bait them into an ambush with Surtha. There's potential for that as well. I don't like the idea of dealing with the auto-resolve here. I think what we'll do is we'll move you into raiding stance or raiding encampment and go back to Kuran and leave Marienburg alone for now. And just want to heal up a teensy bit. If Elspeth goes there, that's fine. We'll summon a Templord. Gonna be another Fimir Mirk, I guess. What does Cannibalistic do? Nothing useful. Yeah, Witness Glory I don't like, even if it is a Chariot buff. We probably don't. Well, let's see here for a second. Well, the chariots aren't that expensive, but it would be about a 4,000 gold army of just chariots as reinforcing units. So I think even if we do end up doing that, we probably wouldn't do it right now. I'd rather start leveling one of the Fimir first, and out of these two, you're a better probably leader for an army, because you do nothing for an army. You at least give that silence effect, and physical resistance is fairly solid as well. So let's go for Heroes, the Ancient Sorcerer. I wish you weren't so ludicrously expensive, but anyway, we can hopefully use you to bait Elspeth into an unnecessary attack. Thoragi. We need more Kaka to raise Karak Ungor. And Thoragi to reinforce, which will probably hurt his, well, hurt his trolls again. And then he'll have to move immediately after this to do the same thing and sack Karak Raziak. That one, well, still probably not worth a fight. I mean, the defenses here are pretty much non-existent. What about here? The units that revived. Assuming that we use you to sack the place. And one of you will die. You know what? I'm gonna do these little tiny fights between the episodes, because this is obviously a waste of time. And we already did the work. Ooh, we can get these guys in here, though. Yes. You know what? Yeah, there's a fair bit of admin remaining, I think, this turn. I think I'll just deal with it between the episodes right now. Fight this little tiny garbage fights, and then we'll come back next episode instead. So I'll end it here. Next time we'll try to bait Elspeth into a fight, and then deal with her and keep raising stuff around Kurun. It's not as necessary as it once was, because we now have the technology, so we don't really care about the loss of Kurun, but I kind of like the idea of potentially keeping that pottery around, so I'll try to grow it up to tier 3 at least before leaving it. May even just put sort of a basic army around there to sort of hold on to it for the nonce. We might also declare war on the regular empire within the next couple of turns. It seems like the thing to do. While Wulfrik, I mean, it will quickly try to deal with this situation. Now that we've got Archaon defeated, he won't be our vassal like this unless we offer him territory. I'm actually not even sure that he cares about territory, because he's a warrior of Chaos faction. Bleeding Spire and Monolith of Bubonicus. I guess the question is then, do we kill off these territories? Do we kill off the Cool, since they are still his vassal? Or do we not bother? I mean, it'll be, once again, a few more turns spent up here, and I think if we peace out with Archaon, he'll still be relatively friendly with us. I think. But do we leave him around? Not as a vassal. I don't know. I'll think about it. Maybe I'll put it to a vote, depending on whether I come up with something. Anyway, I'm going to call it here. Next time, I promise we'll do a monster hunt, as well as whatever the heck we're doing out here. It's not like Clan Ferric is going to be any kind of threat. Thoragi will start his march down to Castle Drakenhof in order to attempt to hold it. We'll start, recruiting some more units, though our money situation still isn't great. At the very least, we have enough of a nest egg to hold us, even if we're like minus 3,000 or whatever it was before. Soon to be back to it. Anyway, more Wulfrik to come, so stay tuned. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below. All glory to the algorithm. Threshold remains at 400 likes and 50 comments. Wait, or is it 350? Whatever. I think that's for episode 13. Anyway, for now, 400 likes and 50 comments, and the next episode will be an hour-ish long as well. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.